Yellow. 180.
55, Mike. Man, I got you. Man,
Hey, 57 color, 57 color.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie that stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but I'm sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Watch out for Hill on the return. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now Locke. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
First down, Broncos.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Good job, Dave.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
218, chop.
Faking the give to Lindsay. Here's Locke. Escaping the pressure right. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 19.
Come on, set. 15, line it. 15 line. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsay. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. So here we go on 4th. Hill, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
White 56.
Mahomes now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving it past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Down and logo.
Check 56. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
5.
Block off of play action. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Parker, the intended target. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Motion, 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 motion. Hey,
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 20 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a carry for Lindsey, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey, and he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Hey, 43, 43, 15.
Exit.
On first down, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Shane Ray able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. There's a ball thrown right side and complete.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Slam. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
15, 15.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. I'm coming after you.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Sponge.
Yellow.
Charlie. Check. Fresno.
Attack.
45 to Mike. Watch the run. Kill.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
45.
43.
Orbit.
50, yellow.
Hey, blue dot working.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Draymond Jones in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive, as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
Before getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. So all of a sudden with that run, maybe now a chance for points here.
It's a total mind shift, isn't it? Because what you were saying before was, hey, let's just get out of here, get the half over with. Instead, we can get some points now.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Ready weapon. Shoot. Watch the shoot. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Slam, slam, slam. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Kill, 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 kill. Check.
Go. Ready, ready.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Check safety, check safety.
General West.
Check 25.
Look at me. Go.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill, kill.
A give, running right, Lindsey. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make him punt it. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this one is right through. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Come on.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Stop your body. He's coming. We got double up.
Hey, stand off, dude.
Another run by Lindsey. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run. It's Lindsey. Emmanuel Ogba there on the stop.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Hey, watch the ball. Switch.
No.
On 2nd down now. It's Lindsey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play-action sack. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
Yellow.
56. Come on, D.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Check 3, check 3.
Hey, color.
955. AE.
Yellow.
Go. Come on, boy.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
That will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Now this time Mahomes will throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 21st touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Touchdown, Chiefs.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
You got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Grant. The Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On 2nd and 9, Locke. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 4th down.
We're back now in KC. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's Hill on the return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points,
it got his man complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. And an alley to run. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 40 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work. Yeah, there's no doubt.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. On play action, Locke. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end. And now it's 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. He's able to find Wallace. The reception good for 7. It's third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Locke to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Locke now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And it'll bring up third down. The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and a mile. Throwing now is Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep right and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off around the 41. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught at the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. This is caught. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
Partner, they're up big. They snap the ball from the 15 for a regular PAT, yet they fake it and get it. Is the kicker's leg tired? What's going on here?
I don't know, but defensively, now with this deficit, now you add 2 more onto that, they fake the PAT. That stings a little.
It definitely stings, and I know the guys that I played for, they wouldn't be as mad at the opposition as they would have been at us for allowing that to happen.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
On second down now, it's Grant, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Check 31, check 31, check 24, check 24.
He may try and run. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Chiefs take advantage of the turnover and put up 6. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. He's got this complete to Hamilton. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on third? Now a give, right side. Lindsey. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now that shaves a bit off the lead. It's now a 23-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Mahomes going to throw it here. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. He was looking for Watkins that time, but now it'll be third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 15.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Mahomes going to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now, oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's caught. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Partner, I think the thing I'm going to take away from this game is that ending. Still hard to believe they score on the final play, and then for some salt on the wound, they go for 2 just to widen the margin.
Not to mention, they already had the lead when they scored on the final play. So I don't know if everyone on the team is a fantasy football player, and they're like, hey, get more points for our guys. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe a coach is looking ahead and saying, you know something, the more points we have might be the tiebreaker.